I literally just set this in a rod holder and I already got bit. I hadn't even got it in the rod holder. That is just crazy. Again, third time today before I could even get it in the rod holder. Oh, heck, I ain't even got it back in the rod holder. One picked it up. I literally just set it down in the rod holder. Six freaking times a day. As soon as it touches that freaking rod holder, it's on. Hey, don't threaten me with a good time. Well, good afternoon, YouTube. Back up here on the creek where I've caught some pretty dang big catfish at. Not this year or last year really, but anyway, not where I wanted to go, but we're just upstream from it. I actually wanted to go like right down there, I think it was, somewhere along that bank line to fish a private boat ramp that's down there, but somebody's already there, so figured I'd just come up here. It's nice and flat right here, and it's right on the edge of where I'm going to be casting to. I'm going to be throwing baits out along the channel right out here, but there's almost always some stuff on this far side right here, like panfish, sometimes carp, stuff like that. I've already seen some stuff busting along the bank right here, so there ain't really no telling what we're going to catch, if anything at all. So I'm going to catch some bait, throw a cat rod out, and hopefully catch something, because I need something bigger than bluegill. I'm not going to lie, I'm getting kind of sick of them, even though I'm all about the numbers. I'll always be about the numbers, but I need something I can actually fight for a change. I very easily could have parked on the other side of this and had better access to that channel. I was like, you know what, I never fished this side, so might as well give it a chance. And this bank right here sucks for rod holders because a lot of like gravelly rock and crap right here along the side, so I've got my drag fairly loose and my rod holder stuck in the ground as far as I can. Hopefully I don't lose the rod, because I do not want to do that. Hey, we actually caught something. We actually caught something. Kind of surprised that he managed to move it, because I got a 1/2 ounce sinker on here, mostly for distance, but where are my pliers? I'm gonna need them. Well, that caught him in the gills, but I did get it out, so he's more than likely not going to make it. And what I mean by more than likely not going to make it is I'm going to turn him into bait. Alright, got the headpiece on here, and a little trick if you want to use the headpieces or body pieces or whatever, if you run the hook through the one side and out the same side, it can't rotate into itself or get re-hooked. So, pro tip there. Alright, let's send this thing about as far as we can send it. That's a good 60-70 yards, which is plenty. Since I don't trust this rod holder in the ground where it's at, what I'm going to do is leave my bait clicker on and a spool, free spool. Okay, that is not free spool now. Alright. One wants it, they can pick it up and take off with it, and I won't lose my rod. Hopefully. I literally just set this in a rod holder and I already got bit. Nope. Didn't get that one. That one was a wee bit small. And yes, I am still using like a 1/2 ounce sinker, casting 10 feet off the bank where it's like a foot deep. Which really, it would help if I dropped down to something super, super small. being in water that shallow, because one, it wouldn't spook any fish nearby nearly as bad. But if I want to cast to that far side or to that point or something else, I need something bigger than a BB shot or BB size split sinker. Also, today is the first day in forever we've had that it hasn't been ungodly hot. Like, walk to the mailbox 100 feet away from the house and come back with a tan kind of hot. It's actually fairly comfortable compared to what it has been. Still a little bit humid. Of course, it did just rain pretty heavily, so that dropped the temperature a good bit. But that's besides the point. It's not as hot as it was. See, how hot is it actually? I'm surprised. 77 degrees. And feels like 77. Well, ain't no telling how long that one's had. It's probably shitting the hook out. Nope. I'll be able to get that one back too. I'll be dang, 2 in a row that I can get the hook back on. And today I finally updated my logbook for the channel. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, I have a just cheap little notepad at home. I'll just write down the date, number of trips. What today's is trip number 1, tomorrow will be trip number 2, the next day or whenever will be trip number 3, and so on. Then I'll write down how many of each species I catch, and next trip I'll do the same thing and tally those fish up and then add that to the previous trip's number. That way I have an accurate count. It sounds more complicated than it is, but it's not. Literally just put it back in the water. And ain't no telling how long that one was on there either. Hey, will this be 3 in a row that I'll be able to get the hook back from? It's gonna be close. It is pretty deep, but I can see the bend in the hook. Yep, 3 in a row. Yep, 3 in a row. Right there's my hook. He was a little bit deep and was in the gullet, but did get it back. So we're doing good. We are going to give this spot about 30 more minutes, because by the time that happens, that bait is going to be washed out and I'll have to catch more bait and all that, which don't seem like that's going to be much of a problem. But we're going to give this spot about 30 more minutes, see if anything decent comes along. And if not, we're going to go somewhere else. But yeah, I do actively try to catch bigger stuff. It's just y'all never see it because they just don't want to bite whenever I try. Of course, we are now coming to the end of the catfish spawn, so that explains a lot on why they haven't been biting. They've been too busy bumping uglies. There's been some bigger ones getting caught, so might as well start trying a little bit more. What are you? $5 says that was a turtle. Because I have been watching like 2 different turtles out here this evening, and I bet you that was one of them. Because it didn't really bite like a bluegill or a fish in general. It was kind of a slow takedown. And it also took most of my worm. How dareth thee? That's a little bit nicer. Considerably nicer. You might be able to get you back. I don't know. May have to resort to a circle hook. Yeah, he's got it too far down. He's got it pretty bad. We'll just go ahead and chuck you back. Be easier on the fish to let it go with a hook in its throat than to try to rip it out and do more damage. Hey, I just saw my line twitch over here on the catfish rod. Probably a turtle, but we're going to just let it take it till it starts squealing. Alright, since I'm going to be messing around with a little split shot and hook deal and don't want to deal with leader and braid and all that, I'm going to switch to another rod that Mr. Creek Fishing Adventures let me borrow. This is a Leland Lures Trinity Series 5-foot ultralight, 2 to 6 pound line rating, 1/64 to 5/32 ounce lure rating. He's got a little President 500 size on here, and that's either a 2 or 4 pound test. So We want to see what this rod's all about. There we go. That is tiny. But we didn't gut hook it, and that tiny little bluegill felt pretty dang good on this rod. Like, this is a very, very light tip rod. I'm probably gonna have to have one because I am looking for another ultralight. Not that anything's really wrong with my Daiwa Presso that I like so much. It's just the tip section's broke off of it. Works perfectly fine besides that. It's just my OCD's driving me up a wall about that tip section. Oh, that one took off with it and I couldn't get it out of the rod holder. That feels like a pretty good fish on this rod. I mean, it's not huge. You must have ate that fast because you gutted the crap out of that hook. See? Proof that circle hooks can fix your problem with gut hooking fish, but it's not guaranteed. Why am I cutting it that high? Oh well, it is what it is. That one literally hasn't been in the rod holder 2 seconds and one's already picked it back up and let it go. I hadn't even got it in the rod holder. That is just crazy. Ain't nothing big, but that's besides the point. Like, I literally had it, I hadn't even got it into the rod holder yet. Somebody's tried to use you as bait. See a little scar right there behind the dorsal fin. Snagged. It was just on the outside, so that one don't count. I'm beginning to think that this rod, this 7.6 medium heavy Mad Cats, is cursed. Because I've been trying, well, since I got it, to catch something on it, including all of this year, and came very close a couple of months back, but the fish popped off. But it has yet to catch a fish and get it on the bank. Now, there's one thing that I've found about this rod that I do not like, and I've seen on one other rod that mimics the Leland Lures brand, and that is the rod in this video. You can go watch that video. Do not buy that combo if you ever see it. Just turn around and walk away. You'd be better off not going fishing at all. But this little portion of the grip right here where it lays over the cork, that flexes quite a bit and you can feel it separate from the cork. Not saying Leland Lures makes bad stuff, it's just one of those fit and finish things that could have been much better because you can feel quite a bit of flex between the cork and that plastic. I'm going to go ahead and check this thing. It got nibbled a while ago, and probably a turtle. Guarantee it was a turtle. That right there is just chewed all to pieces. There's another one, or a little one. Oh, well, didn't intend on slinging you across the bank and onto the rocks. There's a little micro gill on that there Gamakatsu circle hook. Let's get it back. I'll just another one. Now this rod definitely feels it's definitely feels good. Like this little 4-inch, 5-inch bluegill felt good on that, and yeah, I'll be able to get that one back. He's a little bit deep, but that little bluegill, little 5-inch deal, felt good on this rod. Like legitimately felt good on this rod. There we go. Still kind of on the fence about buying one because that little piece on the grip that I was talking about earlier is definitely a turn off as far as buying this rod goes. And if I were to buy one, it's definitely going to be longer than 5 foot. But I'm also thinking about a St. Croix panfish rod too, you know, something a little bit different. Whatever it is still on. It's more than likely a little turtle. Yeah, it's exactly what it is. It is what looks to be a small little snapper, I guess. I don't know. Either way, he got it down. Won't have to cut him loose. Well, bye-bye, Mr. Turtle. Oh, heck, I ain't even got it back in the rod holder. One picked it up. Monster. Of course, he stole my friggin' worm. Beast. Monster beast. But yeah, I am really liking this rod. But this grip right here is the only thing that's keeping me from buying one. Because it's even with these tiny little bluegill like we've caught today, you can feel that plastic piece of the grip flexing. Like the rod's tightened down, but you can feel that thing flexing against that cork really easily. That's one thing that Leland lures could have definitely done better with that rod. But what we're doing is just pretty much using a size 4 or size 6. I think it's a size 6 circle hook with about an inch worth of worm on there and a tiny little split shot just above it. And that's a carp that I just seen swimming right there. That would be a fun fight on this. That would, in fact, be a fun fight on this. Of course, I'd also get spooled because there ain't a lot of line on that reel, but don't threaten me with a good time. Man, with all this hot action like I've had today, I don't know what a man would do with all the sanity that he don't have left. Y'all gonna have to just bear with me until about mid-September. You know, it's already into August a good ways. Mid-September is when it really starts to cool down and I start to see the crappie moving up shallow into places like this. And, you know, it's gonna be a heck of a lot better videos and a lot easier to make videos. I'm getting bit, of course, while I'm trying to film something. But yeah, bear with me. Better fish are coming. Again, third time today, before I could even get it in the rod holder, something comes along and grabs it. What it is, and I just accidentally beat it against my rod holder. I didn't mean to, I'm serious. Little yellow bass. Finally something different. And I'm not entirely sure, yeah, you were hooked. Well, little yellow bass, I'll just screenshot one of my other ones because that one's being a hood rat and trying to squirm loose. Ooh, you on there? Please be on there because that was a good tug. Oh no. Dang it. God, that piece on that reel is driving me up a wall. Like all the way around that, I can feel it flexing on the cork. That should have just been a straight piece of cork and no plastic. Other than that, like I said, freaking awesome rod. It's stupid sensitive. It casts really well. It's a dang nice little rod. Besides that one little thing with the handle. You know, we ain't caught anything spectacular, but it ain't been a bad little stop for here in the last, what, 2 hours that we've been here fishing this. We did get a couple of bites on the cat rod, but we ain't been skunked. And that's what this channel's all about, is just not being skunked. One fish is better than no fish. Little fish are better than no fish. And like I said before, you pair the rod to what you're actually after. You know, if you're going trout fishing, bluegill fishing, you know, small stream, small creek fishing, a short little ultralight will make every fish that you catch feel so much better. Well, it seems like the bite has ceased to exist. I'm going to leave that one out and go ahead and start getting my stuff together and plan for the next time, which will be probably sometime next week because I got to work the next 4 days. But overall, ain't been a bad afternoon. Well, I'm snagged in the bushes, so I'm probably calling her quits on that one. Yep. Well, didn't catch anything spectacular. I mean, did catch that one little snapping turtle. I've made it a habit, unfortunately, to find really small snapping turtles. And I have no intention of being bit by one of those because I know what they can do. But anyway, we didn't get skunked. That's all that matters. And as far as the Leland Lures Trinity rod goes, I think it's awesome. If I had to rate it, I would say probably a 7 out of 10. It's just that little piece on the handle flexing so much and coming away from the cork, that just drives me up a wall. But it's a dang sensitive rod. It makes these little bluegill, stuff like that, feel really good. I would find it quite freaking amazing to get a hold of like a 2 or 3 pound trout on that rod, because that would be exciting. But anyway, the old Mad Cat's rod has still got its curse on it. Maybe one of these days I'll get something on it and finally have all my cat rods slimed up at some point. But anyway, if you like the video and want to support the channel, check out all the links in the video description. They're all affiliate links. Some of them won't be. They'll be separate from the affiliate links. And if you want to check out the Trinity series rod and stuff like that out, there'll be links in the description for it. So anyway, hope you like the video. We'll see you in the next one.